Hey, what's up guys, Andrew here. Today we're going to take a look at the new Dell G5 SE. This is an all-new laptop which features the AMD Ryzen 5 4600H mobile processor, as well as an all-new AMD Radeon RX 5600M for the graphics card. This is one of the first laptops with this AMD combination, so let's see how this laptop fares. This laptop starts at $879, however my model is the 1049, which gets you 16GB of RAM, as well as a 144Hz display. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, let's talk about the design. The design's made out of all plastic and I'm not really feeling it. It looks kind of ugly in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. The back does look a little bit better with the vents and the G5 SE logo, but at the same time I'm just not really digging this kind of design. It's just not my type. It looks kind of outdated from the early 2000s to be honest. Alright, let's talk about the build quality. Dell laptops usually have very good build quality, especially their gaming laptops, and this one's no exception. I mean, keep in mind I'm pressing down very firmly right here. With casual usage, nobody's going to be pressing down very firmly right here, even if it's in your backpack. Now let's put some pressure on the corners, and there's hardly any kind of flex. Alright, let's take a look at the inside now, and let's put some pressure on the keyboard flex. I'm going to press down very firmly. There's a little bit, but if you, like I said earlier, nobody's going to be pressing down very hard. And let's take a look up here, hardly any flex. Overall, Dell did a superb job in terms of build quality on the new Dell G5. Now let's test the display hinge. The operation feels very smooth and precise, but again, this laptop is brand new. Only time will tell in about 6 months to a year how it fares. Alright guys, now keep in mind the base model does come with a 1920 by 1080p panel running at 60Hz. I do have the upgraded panel running at 144Hz, which is made by LG Philips. The color accuracy as well as brightness and viewing angles are all pretty good for the price you're paying. I can't really complain too much. For you guys that are curious, the LG Philips model number is LGD05E4. Monitor name is 156WFG, Dell part number FRJY2. Alright, let's take a look at the ports on the right side. You got a full-size SD card reader, headset microphone jack combo, 2 USB 2.0s, and a security lock slot. Moving on to the opposite side, you got a full-size charging port, mini display port, HDMI 2.0, USB 3.2 super speed, RJ45 Ethernet, and a USB Type-C port. This laptop is rocking a Windows Precision trackpad, so two-finger scrolling tracking has all been very precise. I've been very impressed with this trackpad overall. Usually Dell laptops, especially their gaming laptops, have one of the best trackpads out there. The keyboard layout is pretty well spaced out, and the key travel is pretty decent, but for a gaming laptop I would have preferred just a little bit more key travel. You also get a numeric keypad. The only downside here is the keypad backlight is only red. I would have preferred white at least. Red's kind of tiring on your eyes, especially at night. With that being said, it's an okay keyboard overall. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the inside components of the Dell G5 SE. Here goes a 51 Wh battery pack, which is a little bit on the small side. Some of the models do have a 68 Wh battery pack, so keep that in mind. You can probably upgrade in the future. Here goes M.2 slot, and an extra M.2 which houses the 256GB SSD drive. Look how tiny that drive is. Wow. Here goes your dual fan setup. 16GB of RAM. This model features 2 8GB sticks. And last but not least is your killer 1650 wireless card, which is a Wi-Fi 6 card. Here's a quick look at the bottom case on the inside. As you can see, this laptop is very easy to access for the internal components, whether you're upgrading components or cleaning out the fans, etc. This laptop makes it super easy to access. Here's some benchmarks for the 256GB NVMe SSD. The speeds are fast, but it's not lightning fast, especially the right speeds. However, at this price point, I think it's fair. The AMD Ryzen 4600H is one very impressive APU. In most benchmarks, it's going to be faster than Intel Core i5-9300H, which is its direct competitor. In some benchmarks, the Ryzen R5 4600H is even faster than Intel Core i7-10750H. That is very impressive what AMD is doing with these mobile CPUs. I'm super excited to see what AMD is going to be doing in the future with these mobile APUs. With the 51 Wh battery pack, battery life is not too great. I was getting an average around 4 to 4.5 hours, and that's with watching a movie or light productivity with medium screen brightness. So I really hope Dell brings back the bigger battery capacity in some earlier versions, or else this might be a deal breaker for some of you guys that are on the road. Here's a quick webcam test. For some reason I lost the audio quality while transferring over the Final Cut Pro, but here's a quick video sample of the 720p webcam. The 5600M supports AMD's FreeSync, which is AMD's version of NVIDIA's G-Sync. It reduces tearing on certain images, which improves gameplay and just looks better overall. There are 2 bottom-facing speakers towards the front. The sound quality is about average at best. I was expecting better at this price point. However, I was having audio problems. Let me show you in the clip coming up. So you guys hear that? It's like an audio problem. Hear that static? Alright, let's test out this APU combination here with the 5600M. I got Battlefield 5 running at 1080p on high settings, and I'm getting average around 60 to 80 frames per second. And yes, the CPU and APU combo did get pretty hot, and I was kind of worried. Sometimes it even restarted itself. Let me see if I have some footage of that. With the Dell G5 SE being one of the first one in the game with this APU and CPU combination, it was kind of expected to be a bumpy road. The cooling system on the Dell G5 SE is just horrible. It just cannot keep up with demand, and therefore it runs very hot. And I don't know if my unit is defective, but like I said earlier, this unit just randomly cuts off in the middle of a game. I have some footage of that, so let me find it right here, and I'll show you guys. I'll get that video up shortly of this laptop just cutting out, but right now we got Rocket League running on the highest settings, and I'm getting an average around 180 to 200 frames per second, which is very impressive. Alright guys, last game here is Overwatch, running at 1920 by 1080p on ultra settings, and I'm getting an average around 75 to 100 frames per second. Again, these numbers are really impressive for this chip, and at the same time, this laptop just ran way too hot to be comfortable. I would not recommend you to buy this laptop right now because of the thermal issues, and I think it's just a bad design on Dell's part, to be honest. And it could be a little bumpy road on AMD's part, but for the most part I think it's Dell's fault. Coming up next is some footage of the laptop just cutting out in the middle of a game. Take a look. I don't know what's wrong with this laptop. It's either a hardware defect or something wrong with the driver, but I already restored and restarted twice and it still persists. This is an ongoing problem. It's not like it's intermittent. It's almost guaranteed to shut off every time I play a game for more than 15 minutes. Alright guys, so on paper this laptop looks really impressive and looks like a knockout of the ballpark, but when you test it out and actually use it, you actually find out there are a lot of bugs, and I do not recommend this laptop. It runs way too hot and the design is ugly. It looks like a 2010 laptop, to be honest, even 2005. I remember having an old big fat Toshiba laptop that looked like a tank. This kind of reminds me like it. Alright guys, this about wraps up my quick take on the Dell G5 SE edition. On paper, like I said earlier, it does look great, but as of right now, there's a lot of kinks to iron out, and I would not purchase this laptop as of right now. Wait for all the bugs to be ironed out, and maybe I got a defective unit, who knows, but we'll see what happens. At the time of this recording, I would stay away from the Dell G5 SE for now because it's causing all kinds of problems, at least with my unit. I don't know if it's defective or not, but with the restarts and overheating issues, I was very concerned. In fact, I would use this time to wait on the all-new MSI Bravo, which looks really great on paper, but we'll have to take it inside the office and put it through its paces and see how it stacks up. It has a lot of promises though, it does look great, but we'll see. Alright guys, this about wraps up my review on the Dell G5 SE 2020 edition. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a while since I posted a laptop review, but I've been so busy, but no excuse. I'll try to upload more often. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.